was always a very sort of strong person. Sort of in the village that she lived, she was actually known as Bossy Bridget. She was involved in lots of things. Brilliant gardener as well. She had a massive garden. She used to do the flowers in the church, and she was in a choir. She used to deliver Meals on Wheels to people that were younger than her. So she was a very outward-going person, very busy. She wasn't diagnosed until quite recently, actually, so it's more us noticing, differences in her. It was about 3 years ago, and you could see that she couldn't recall the words she wanted to say, and she began to slow down quite a lot, both physically and mentally. She became steadily sort of worse, really, and she'd do things like struggle to stand up out of her chair, and she stopped all the things she'd been doing, so all the delivering Meals on Wheels and doing the flowers and being part of the choir. She just stopped and wouldn't let people come into the house. And it really hit home when I rang her maybe 18 months ago to say that we were coming down to visit, and was that okay? And she actually said, no, it's not okay. I don't think so. And that was quite shocking, because basically she didn't want me or her grandchildren to go and visit her. And the other thing that I suppose was really clear was physically she aged an awful lot. And one thing was she seemed to be withdrawing so much that she was like, her eyes changed, and she started to stare out at you, little beady eyes that were like all frightened behind her face. It was really, you see her now and she looks so different, a sort of little frightened person inside, peering out. It's been hardest for my dad, who's mainly become her carer, really, and I think everyone feels quite guilty about that. We've all had to take a bit of responsibility. We do things for her that we would never have done. He's made her into a little child in the way he treats her. So we've also, that's, at this point, our relationship has been working with them both to try and get more help and realise what they were doing, because they were getting very sort of entrenched in just sitting in their little bungalow. One day I was I peeled a peach, a nectarine for her, and sliced it up, and was watching her, and now everything she does is so slow, and she looks so old now, and I was watching her eating this peach, and I suddenly remembered like being a young girl and going to see my grandma, and that must have been very shortly before she died, and watching her eat the peach, really been sliced up and the skin taken off, and and watching her and the juices sort of dribbling and being really shocked. Yeah, remembering that was quite bizarre. She was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, but of course that was a long time ago. I don't really know how long ago, maybe 45, 50 years ago. It does worry me, because Parkinson's, I don't think it's you don't genetically hand it down necessarily, but you're more likely to have it if it's in the family. So yeah, it worries me that in 30 years' time, one of my daughters' my grandchild might be watching me try to eat a peach and slobbering down my chin and looking absolutely ancient. But I suppose I have to think I'd be quite glad to get to be quite ancient anyway.